Hey everybody, welcome to the House of Fi. And if you're new here, welcome to our house. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at our July budget and seeing what the actual numbers are. We're going to take a look at the things that maybe we did really well as the things that were not the greatest. We are in this journey with everyone, and so we want to be completely transparent about our finances because we know that a lot of you are doing this along with us, and we want to show how we make adjustments to our budget because they are fluid and things happen and circumstances come up. So stick around for about 6 seconds and we'll dig right in. Everybody, welcome back. I am Wendy. I'm one half of the House of Fi podcast and YouTube channel, and we are all about helping you, moms and dads, dump debt, build wealth, and just create a better life for yourselves financially on the road to financial independence. Today, we are going to be doing the July budget wrap up. And I'm excited to kind of dive in these numbers with you because July was a little crazy and we got a little out of control with our spending. So like I said before, I think it's 100% just crucial that we are transparent because we're not perfect. We make mistakes. And so we want to share that with you so that you can learn from us and not always make the same mistakes that we do. All right, guys, well, let's dig right in. But real quick, before we do, if you are enjoying our videos, please subscribe and ring that bell, hit the like button so YouTube knows that you're liking our channel and we could get the message of the FIRE movement out there to as many people as possible because we want to share this movement with other parents out there. It has given us such hope and freedom and just has changed our lives, and we want that for other people as well. All right, guys, so I'm going to bring up my screen and let's dig right in. So as you can see here, this looks a little bit different than our actual budget spreadsheet because what we're doing is we're comparing the totals of what we budgeted versus what we actually spent. And to figure out what I actually spent, what I did was I created a separate spreadsheet, which I'm bringing up to the screen now. So what I did was I created a spreadsheet from July's transactions from my bank, and then I imported it into the spreadsheet. I made these categories, and then over here what it does is it takes all of them and adds them up, so then there's just one total for groceries. And then that tells me how I did for the actual comparison. So that's where I'm going to plug in the numbers here. So the good news for July, as you can see, is that I had budgeted $11,515, and what we actually had come in was $12,534. So we had an excess budget of $1,019. Now we pretty much planned for some overage, not quite this much. But we did plan for an overage, as you can see down here. We planned for that overage because we knew we were going to be having some large expenses, which we'll talk about in a minute, that we'll get getting some of that reimbursed by our landlord, and some of it we're just eating. So as you can see here in our four walls, being our house and our electricity and our phones, that we did pretty good. We were pretty much on budget and had a little bit of under budget here for a couple things, and then over budget by a little bit. So we actually had an excess in our four walls. So doing really good still. We're doing great. All right, so then we get to our debt, and if you are looking here, you see that we've got some issue. We ended up not having the IRS payment yet because they have not confirmed, so we had a little bit of a surplus. But then I did spend quite a bit more on my business this month. I enrolled in some courses and bought some equipment, so I am over budget in our business by about 400 bucks. So it's a good thing that we were doing well in other categories. All right, so then here is where things kind of went off of the rails with our other expenses. So these are other things like groceries and personal spending money and home improvement. So as you can see here, we were over budget in our grocery budget by about $335. That is a big deal. As you can see, we ate out a lot. Yes, so this is the area where we had some issues in our spending for the month of July, and I think some of it was we knew we were going to have extra money in the budget, and instead of really sticking to what we knew we were going to do with the money, we kind of got a little loosey-goosey because we knew we were going to have a nice surplus in July. Yes, we knew that we were going to have these repairs for the home improvement for the backyard, but we also kind of just were a little free with our spending. So in August, we need to really rein that in and be extra cautious with that because we've got some goals that we need to set here. So I just wanted to comment on that for a second. Let's get back into the budget. The other area where we had some overspending was my personal spending. So I went a little crazy on Amazon this month and bought some books and bought some things for the house and some DIY craft projects. So I think what I should have done here is I knew there were some things that I wanted to do in July instead of just taking that out of the surplus I knew we were going to have. What I should have done is actually set a firm budget for it and stuck to it. Curtis was a little over on his spending as well. So we either need to really reevaluate. We're going to see if this is a trend. Maybe because of the pandemic we're spending more, I don't know, but perhaps this is something that we need to adjust or figure out why we're spending the money and stop spending it. So this was the really, really big expense that I should have included in the budget, but I didn't, but I should have. I think that would have been a better way than just knowing that we were going to have this extra money. But what we did is we installed sod in the backyard because the owner's grass was just really, really bad and we wanted a nice, pretty backyard. So we paid for sod for the backyard, which in and of itself wasn't very expensive. A good portion of that was the sprinkler system, which they will be reimbursing us for. So we'll be taking a little bit off of our rent every single month to pay back about $600 of that. And then the final thing, this isn't really a bad thing, is that I did put a little bit extra money in our savings account, so that was $352 extra. So even though like I've got it in yellow here because it's something that we should be concerned about, I'm not going to beat myself up for saving more money than I actually budgeted. All right, so there you have it. Yes, absolutely some things that we need to rein in control, our personal spending, as well as when we know we have a surplus, budgeting and telling that money where to go. It's something that I tell people to do all the time, and I just did not listen to my own advice this month, and it led to overspending because we weren't being intentional with that money. And perhaps I could have put more in savings if we had not spent it on the backyard and this beautiful desk that you see behind me that Kurt built for me with some of that money as well. All right, guys, well, I hope that you enjoyed this overview and this budget recap for July. Please come back again on the next video. Hold on, I don't know. Can you see my eyes? Hold on, I don't think you can see my eyes. There we go. Come back next week. We have some really great videos coming up. We have our net worth update coming up, but we also have a surprise for what we did in August, which is super, super exciting, and is related to our investment plans. So we hope that you join us again, and we'll see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you back here. Bye.